Welcome to my channel. This is Les from Wooden Ship's Inner Journeys. Thanks for coming back if you've been here before. If you're new, welcome. Glad you could join me. Today's reading is for our Wednesday's Whispers, a little message from Spirit to help us over that hump day of the week, and then just get something cool and inspiring from Spirit to help us along on this week, to get us to the weekend, and to, connect us to Spirit and our inner selves. Okay, so when I was meditating on the theme of this reading, nature totally came through. Nature, gardening. This is the time of getting out in the garden, and in the northern hemisphere, everything is waking up. So that's kind of all the elements that came forward for us this week. So we'll start here at the base, the beginning, the center. What came up, and these are my garden cards, was cannabis, revelry, fun, and time off. So that actually sounds pretty nice, just to have some fun. We all been going through a lot. It's been hard. We're tired. And let's just have a little fun. So this Wednesday into this week, maybe let go of whatever needs to be done. It'll get done later, and let's just have a little fun. This lovely lady is in the midst of the garden, just having fun. It's all green and beautiful. She's feeling happy. She's just taking time off for herself. So nature is saying, just come and have some fun. Come into nature. Go dance in the woods. Okay. And now I have 4 tree wisdom cards that kind of like vines. They kind of circled around this basic theme. So the first one that came out was wisdom. And so this is a beautiful card, a beautiful big tree. I can't really tell. It feels almost like it could be a willow tree. The leaves really aren't the right though, but the trunk reminds me of the mighty willow. So wisdom, for us to, delve into our wisdom, maybe a little time to read something that is inspiring to help us keep going. Maybe sit under a tree, find a tree as you're walking in the woods somewhere, and say, I'd like to meet a tree that wants to offer me some guidance of wisdom, and then see which tree catches your eye, which one answers you, and sit beneath it, make a lovely connection, give it a hug, and just enjoy the solitude, the place where this tree lives, and what wisdom it wants to offer you. I also pulled a Viking rune. This is the guidance of the Norse, the Vikings, their ancient wisdom, and what came up was Uruz. So Uruz is all about having strength. So wisdom does bring strength, but it's also about like a quiet, strong, confident strength. Uruz represents the wild oryx. They were huge, like buffalo, kind of cow kind of creatures that used to live in the British Isles, and I believe into Norway too. And so those creatures, they were so big. I mean, they were confident in their survival, and well, unfortunately they went extinct, but they did for their time, were quite the powerful creature. So for us at this point is to have that quiet confidence, that strength confidence, that inner confidence to feel into who you are, and no rush, no brag, no pushiness. Embrace your wisdom with this tree, like that. The shape of that tree is so strong and solid, and it is. That's just like the oryx. It's a huge tree that's calling to offer you some wisdom. Then we roll up and we kind of go like a vine up into a card called a 4th chakra, the heart chakra. And so this is just a beautiful, it's almost like a green sun of this kind of a thin tree that's kind of two trees intertwined, one white and one green. So it's kind of intermixing your heart with spirit, because spirit is kind of the color of white. So that wisdom kind of flows up into your heart, into weighing what you're discovering, what you feel into your heart, but then also with a touch of spirit in it. The rune that came through was Othel, and this one is about letting go, separating. Let go of what you don't need, what is not important, what is not helping you move forward at this time. So maybe within this wisdom, you will be able to leave go of what's no longer serving you and give room for new growth. Okay, that's beautiful. All right, that sounds good. Maybe a little cleaning, a little house cleaning, a little internal cleaning, a little cleansing. Maybe it's time for a little updating, what you eat, what you do, your exercise modalities, a little tweaking here, a little using the wisdom to be able to gain what you need and what you really deserve at this time. And on this side, the tree that came up was this beautiful one called the Beginning. And so this is a tree. It's actually very much, we have the green of the earth below, but then the tree is kind of the indigo and the crown. So it's really kind of beginning to connect the earth and spirit and your love of spirit together, building a nice trunk. It is a beginning because so there's no leaves yet to grow. So it's kind of combining the two, using the strength of the tree. The tree is the most wonderful representation of the three levels, body, mind, and spirit, because the tree lives within the three realms. It's totally connected by its roots in the ground, and then it lives in this world, the mind, with its trunk strong and growing with all the little tendrils of the branches up to connect to spirit. So this is a beautiful time to really strengthen your spirituality, and maybe strengthen other things too, like your creativity. It's about new beginnings to strengthen something, because we've got the strength there. The rune that came up was Rido, and Rido is all about movement, about forward movement. Okay, so the beginning is totally a movement. That's the beginning of the movement. But this is then going on it, getting on the journey, getting on the road, going and doing that inner work to help you come out of this better, to become a better person, a happier person in what you really want to do. So a little cleaning here to decide what it is. And then we go into our next card, which is perfect, which is the second chakra, which is the sacral. And it's all about the beautiful orange, and look at how the beautiful swirl of the chakra, the winds, the whispers from the Wednesday's whispers coming to you. But this is about passion on all levels, about passion of what you love, what you like, about passion for yourself, passion for your family, passion for the ones you love. So let this new beginning through your heart, with this wisdom, grow into that fire of the passion to keep going, keep that swirl, that beautiful wind flowing, to keep you moving and to enjoy it, because there's nothing better than a wonderful wind. I mean, it just feels so good. And then the last rune that came up was Now This, and this is actually a different rune. These were all representing the body, the body area with the green, and this one is about connecting to spirit. So this one is Now This, and this is about understanding what you need to keep going forward, what's maybe holding you back, doing a little analysis of what you need to understand to maybe find this passion, because it is kind of going with the second sacral. So it is about finding the passion. So understanding what does ignite that passion within you. so that you can keep going on this path and enjoy the journey. I have 3 Celtic Tree Oghams, so these represent the actual trees to the Celtic. And the first one that came up was this is the vine. No, this is the ivy. I'm sorry. This is the ivy. This is Gort, the ivy. And so the ivy actually really goes into the line of our reading here, because this was the main focus, and then this is like the ivy, the trees growing here. So it kind of fell right into the theme of growth, of reaching, like that, because that's what the ivy is. It has all little tendrils of its branches, where it's always reaching, always taking. It's slow. It's a slow growth, so it takes its time to have good strong roots, but then to be able to move along the path it wants to go. There's 3 basic kinds of ivy. There's like the English ivy that grows upon like a beautiful home with nice straight beautiful rows, or there's the creeping Charlie, which just kind of goes everywhere, every which way. It's just kind of wild and free. And then there's the kudzu, and that is a vine that is overwhelming, and it just takes over everything. Anything in a path it covers, it encompasses. It kind of can almost choke and destroy what it comes in contact with. So what kind of ivy are you at this time? Which of those 3 do you feel you are? And where is that taking you? Where is the path? What is it saying about your life, about what you need to be doing? The next Ogham that came up was, this is the Yew Tree. It was in reverse though. So the Yew Tree is all about longevity, about, I should put it this way because it was reverse, about longevity, in for the long haul, about the cycles of life, where there's the birth, the growth, the life, and then the death, releasing to then once again start again. So it is speaking of this cycle. So maybe pay attention to the cycle of the year this year. See, this is the springtime. So how does that represent the way you're living your life? Are you embracing and planting the new seeds and then follow through with the harvest? It's interesting. So kind of speaking to be a little more aware of the cycle of life, which really brings you into the present moment and really makes you live in the present moment and really pay attention to it. Let's give one more Ogham here, like this one here wants to come out and share with us. Okay, this is interesting. This is the vine. So we have the two of the creeping kind of tendril vines, and this is what I had said first for this one here, because we had this is the ivy, and then this is the vine. So interesting that both of these come through with our theme of the growth of the slow, constant, steady, strong growth. Now the vine represents more things like a grapevine or raspberry vine. So this is about the same principle, where you have the strong roots to be able to support your growth. But then this is also talking about the cycles, about then having enough nourishment to create the good berries to be able to make the final outcome, which would be the wine with the grapes, or like jam and berries with like the raspberries. It almost feels like it's the pleasure here, the fun that we had with this cannabis card, where that's the excitement and the fun to do the hard work and then enjoy the results at the end. Cool. And our last lovely Celtic Tree Ogham is the elder tree. So the elder tree is, first off, as being an elder. So as I always say, no matter what age you are, you have already learned many things in your life. So use them. Use the wisdom that you have learned. Don't just learn it and let it just sit there. It's in your psyche, in your brain. So use all that good wisdom. So that's about using it to for yourself, to really grow stronger and also to share with others. Not pushing your information on other people, but if they're, having problems, or have a nice, interesting conversation and see their side of something and your side of something. It's always very enlightening and very interesting. And the elder also tells of when you do speak and you do share, also make sure it's something that you don't mind, like being plastered all over the internet. So always say your truths, something that you won't be embarrassed for later. Okay, a few more cards here. This is my fun Witches Oracle cards, and this is kind of a fun little witches tool that you can kind of look for. Look for the synchronicities. Synchronicities when this happens. It's messages from spirit and from your higher self that something going on at that moment is very important. So the beautiful, fun Witches Oracle is a crystal ball, and to get insight, number 35. So there's that beautiful crystal ball sitting on a tree trunk, cut down once. That's kind of cool with our nature theme. We've got a beautiful owl, which owl represents wisdom. We had wisdom here, and we have the trees. And looking on the back, that tree, there's the willow tree, because I thought this one felt like the willow tree, but this one is. And then we got a bubbling brook going by. So it's all about finding that insight, looking into the crystal ball to really look and pay attention to the insight that comes to you. And this is from your guides and from yourself. So enjoy the insight that comes. So this, anything that looks like a circle, like this white circle, watch for that this month. Look to the moon when it's, maybe you'll just come upon it when it's full. It also could be the owl, because the owl is very prevalent in this card. If you see an owl, it also has number 3 and 5, which 3 represents celebration. Nice, because we're supposed to be having fun this Wednesday. And 5 is about, it's about the 5 is the trials, is the struggles. But I think with the 3 and the 5, it's the 3 is getting rid of the 5. It says, let the struggles go. It'll be there later on. So right now, have some fun. Have some fun and go with it. And over here, this is our traveler's card. Where are we going at this point? And the card that came up was grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. Okay, beautiful. The roots of your tree. Go sit under that tree and dig down deep. Dig down deep. Feel into the roots, go down into the roots. When you meet this nice, beautiful big tree that wants to share wisdom, sit underneath it and then feel down into their roots, its roots, and connect to all the other trees of that species and see what ancient guidance, what connected guidance that they will share with you. And be grounded, be just comfortable, just really relaxed. And then the last card that came up was my new cards, the Wisdom Tree of Oracles. And what came up was the giant redwood. And so this, if you can kind of see, isn't that beautiful? See the little deer, how big this tree is? There's a deer kind of going into a little hollow of this tree. And this is all about appreciating your strengths, who you are. This tree is huge and strong, and so are you, so are we. We all are. We all have that inner strength. Yes, we, get weak every so often and have to have a little rest, which is kind of what this is telling us this Wednesday. It's just find some time just for fun. Find something that would bring you the awe. Can you imagine walking by these trees, how huge they are? Just the impression, just the sheer majesty of them. It's just so overwhelming. So find something, look to see, what overwhelms you with excitement and joy to find your passion. Look for that this week. There's something out there that wants to be shared. So give it a shot. Be like that little deer and take the walk and find that something magical. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this will be fun and give you some insight for Wednesday. If you like this, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, give me comments on what you've discovered with this. And take care, have a lovely week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.